Hi everyone, welcome back to BetMeADate. Today I'm going to be talking about how to not feel like you're bothering someone when you're dating. Subscribe to our channel for more tips on dating for introverts every Sunday and Thursday at 6 p.m. I'm Dr. Aviva Gaskill. I'm a psychologist who's helped dozens of patients overcome dating challenges. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to not feel like you're bothering someone in dating. There are a lot of people who have some real challenges with themselves and feeling like they're bugging other people in dating. So the big question is, how do you go from feeling like you're bothering someone when you respond to them, someone who actually wants to date you and someone who you actually potentially want to date, to just giving yourself a break and cutting yourself a break. So I have a couple of tips for you that I think are really going to help. Number one, I want you to focus on giving. What giving means in a relationship is asking questions, listening attentively to the person's responses, and do reflective listening, something that we call in psychology reflective listening. So asking questions, obvious, right? If someone tells you, they love dogs, oh, what dog breed is your favorite? Something like that. In terms of listening attentively means making good eye contact. If you're someone who's on the spectrum, looking at the person's forehead or their nose, something that makes you seem like you're giving them eye contact, or getting close enough to it. Asking more questions based on the questions they already asked, things like that. Really leaning in, when the person says something to you, right? These are all body cues and verbal cues that show that you are listening attentively. So what reflective listening is a couple of things. One is it's really paraphrasing what the other person said. You want to show them that you are really listening to them. So if the person says, I'm really into fashion and I really like dogs and my favorite dog is a dachshund, and I like to even dress my dog up sometimes in doggy fashions. I don't know. Then you want to show the other person, oh, it sounds like you're really into dog fashion. Like, how did you get into that? So you can ask them another question and kind of riff off of what they were just telling you about what they enjoy in life. So you're listening reflectively and then paraphrasing what they say and then asking them another question based on that. That's one way to do it. You could paraphrase what they say. Oh, I love dachshunds too. My favorite dog is a golden retriever. So you could paraphrase what they say and then, just make a comment based on that. Another way to think about reflective listening is, and I told one of my patients this a little while ago, if you were in a court of law and you were interviewing someone on the witness stand for the jury, you would not only ask them questions, but when you got to your key points, you would repeat or paraphrase what they said to highlight that information to the jury. So you want to take pieces and bits and maybe even some phrases from exactly what they said, and just share that or highlight those things. And that'll keep the conversation going, but it'll also make you feel like you're giving back to the other person, not taking from them. And I think that's a really important piece of, how to not feel like you're bothering someone. If someone feels like they're enjoying talking about themselves and you're enjoying listening to them talk about themselves, it's a really great way to, keep the momentum going on a date. So my other tip is you want to remember why other people in your life like you. So when you text someone and you don't want to feel like you're bugging them, but you're interested in them and you're interested in dating them, well, they're not going to keep chasing you. At some point, they're going to give up. Um, But I think one thing that would be really helpful to do is remind yourself why other people actually like you and why this person actually might be interested in getting to know you more too, even if it's not necessarily for dating, right? So you want to make a list of different reasons that people in your life like you. People who are your friends and your family enjoy being around you. And in addition to that, if you're someone who kind of has a hard time remembering why people don't, why people like you, if you kind of are in a place where you're really depressed or really anxious or having really low self-esteem and low self-confidence, um, and it's really hard to make a list about why other people like you, ask really close friends and family, like, what is it that you get out of our relationship? What do I do for you that feels important or helpful? That will, again, be a way of understanding what you have to give to the other person in a relationship and why you're not bothering them. So I hope these tips are really helpful in thinking about, you know, reworking or reframing, why you're someone who is worth getting to know. I know they can be hard, especially if you're dealing with low self-confidence and low self-esteem, but they're really, really important. And otherwise, you're going to just keep on being alone. No one's going to come knocking on your door. So you've got to remind yourself why you are valuable. And don't forget to check us out on betmeadate.com to meet all of your dating goals. Like, subscribe, and check out more of our content on BetMeADate at YouTube.